Today, we're diving into a secret weapon that's powering one of the world's most dynamic entrepreneurial hubs, Dhaka, Bangladesh. We're talking about the freelance business consultants who are really fueling the city's startup engine. So, let's get right into it. To really get a handle on Dhaka's business scene, you first need to understand one massive number: 7.8 million. That's how many micro, small, and medium enterprises, MSMEs, are up and running in Bangladesh. And look, they're not just a part of the economy. For all intents and purposes, they are the economy. And Dhaka is the white-hot center of this whole entrepreneurial explosion. It's a city just buzzing with startups and digital innovation. But all that amazing energy creates a pretty serious challenge, right? You've got founders making these huge, high-stakes decisions about market entry, finance, and strategy. But they often don't have that deep bench of experts that a big corporation can rely on. And I mean, just look at the sheer scale of this sector. It's wild. MSMEs make up basically all the businesses in the country. They're the biggest employer by a long shot, and they contribute this massive chunk to the national GDP. It's pretty simple. When these businesses win, the whole country wins. So that leads to the multi-million-dollar question for every single one of those 7.8 million businesses. How do you get that CEO-level strategic advice when you just don't have the budget for a full-time C-suite executive?
Well, the answer lies in a really agile, on-demand solution that's just perfectly suited for Dhaka's fast-moving market. And that is, of course, the freelance business consultant.
So what exactly is a freelance business consultant? The best way to think about them is as a specialist on demand, okay? They're not a permanent employee. They're an independent expert you bring in for a very specific mission, whether that's to build a killer business plan, totally overhaul your marketing, or go find you new international buyers.
So maybe you need an investor-ready business plan? They can build it. Are you looking for international buyers? They can make that connection. Or maybe you need to design a whole new digital marketing strategy or figure out how to structure your team for growth. A great consultant can step in and fill those really critical expertise gaps exactly when you need them to.
And the benefits here are just so powerful. First, you get strategic clarity. They take that big, fuzzy vision you have and turn it into a practical roadmap. Second, it's incredibly cost-efficient. You're buying top-tier expertise by the project, not funding a full-time salary year-round. And third, you get a specialist who is just laser-focused on the one problem you need to solve right now.
Okay, so let's make this a little more concrete. Let's move away from the concept and look at a real-world example of a consultant who's making a real impact in the Dhaka ecosystem as we speak.
Let's meet MD Joinal Abdin. He's a business consultant who has spent more than 18 years right there on the front lines, guiding entrepreneurs all across Bangladesh.
And his career path really shows you where that deep expertise comes from. I mean, he's held senior roles inside the most important business institutions in the entire country. We're talking the Federation of Bangladesh Chambers of Commerce, the SME Foundation, the Dhaka Chamber. He knows exactly how the system works because, in many ways, he helped build it. And today, he's in these key leadership roles, actively making trade and investment happen. Through his own firm, he's helping local companies go global. And as the Secretary General of the Brazil-Bangladesh Chamber, he's building this vital economic bridge all the way to Latin America. It's really cool stuff.
And you can see how all that experience translates directly into the services he offers. This breakdown shows his incredibly high proficiency in really practical, high-value skills. A top-tier skill level in buyer-seller matchmaking, that's not about theory. That's about making the connections that actually generate revenue. This is the exact kind of targeted specialization we were talking about.
So, using his profile as a kind of blueprint, how can you spot a top consultant for your own business? What are the key signals you should be looking for?
Well, here's a simple 4-step checklist for you. First, look for proven specialization, not these vague promises of growth. Second, make sure they have deep experience in your specific market. Third, you have to demand measurable results. What exactly are they going to deliver and when? And fourth, check for professionalism and just clear, responsive communication.
It's really the difference between a vague claim and a real skill. I help businesses grow. That tells you absolutely nothing. But I build investor-ready financial models for tech startups. Now that tells you exactly what they do and who they do it for. You always want to hire the consultant on the right.
So this brings us to what might be the most crucial point of all. We really need to reframe how we think about hiring a consultant. This isn't just another line item, another expense on your budget.
This right here is the key takeaway. When you find the right expert for your specific problem, they stop being an expense. They become a strategic accelerator, helping you get to your goals faster, way more efficiently, and with far fewer of those really costly mistakes along the way.
So we'll leave you with a question to think about for your own venture. What is the single biggest challenge, the one problem, that a specialized expert could help you solve right now? Thanks for joining us for this explainer.